He thought she was just another gold digger, until he found out who she really was. Nathan Kessler barely glanced up as he sank into seat 3A, a window seat, exactly how he liked it. The first-class cabin smelled of leather and wealth, the quiet hum of conversation mixing with the occasional clink of champagne glasses. He loosened his tie, exuding the effortless confidence of a man used to getting his way. He ordered a scotch before takeoff, deciding to enjoy the luxury rather than work. That's when he saw her, a blonde woman sitting a few rows ahead, scrolling through her iPad. There was something familiar about her. Maybe a reality TV star, a politician's ex-wife, or just another woman who had married rich. Smirking, Nathan nudged the man beside him. "Ever notice how some people think money can buy class?" He said it just loud enough for those around to hear. The man gave a forced chuckle and returned to his magazine. Nathan didn't care. He enjoyed an audience. "She looks familiar," he continued, glancing at the blonde again. "Probably some C-list actress or a plastic surgery addict on husband number 4. He chuckled, sipping his drink. The woman didn't react. She just scrolled through her tablet, composed and uninterested. That irritated him. The plane took off, and Nathan found himself more and more fixated on her. He hated being ignored. So, when the seatbelt sign blinked off, he decided to test her. He waved over the flight attendant dramatically. "Another scotch, and whatever she's having, on me." The attendant barely hesitated. "She's fine, sir." Nathan chuckled, shaking his head. "Ah, one of those women." His seatmate shifted uncomfortably. Across the aisle, a businessman shot him a disapproving glance. The flight attendant's polite smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Nathan still didn't care. He leaned back, amused. "Mark my words," he said casually. "She'll post later about how exhausting travel is. Probably complain about manspreading or some nonsense. Women like her love playing the victim." And that's when she finally turned. Calm. Composed. No anger. No irritation. Just a quiet, measured look that sent a strange discomfort crawling up Nathan's spine. For the first time he felt small. But he wouldn't back down. "Pam, right?" he said, voice low but loud enough for others to hear. "You don't look like a Pam, more like a Kelly or a Lauren." He smirked. "Pam sounds like someone's mom." No response. And then, "Ms. Bondi, would you like another beverage?" the flight attendant asked. Nathan froze. Bondi. His brain caught up a second too late. Pam Bondi, former Attorney General of Florida, a legal bulldog, a woman who could ruin his life with a single phone call. His mouth went dry. His mind raced through everything he had said. The smug remarks, the mocking tone, the people who had heard it all, the businessman, the flight attendant, the younger guy pretending to type on his laptop. Nathan swallowed hard, forcing a weak smile. I thought you looked familiar." His laugh felt hollow. "Didn't realize I was in the presence of Florida royalty." She didn't acknowledge him. She didn't need to. And that was worse than anything else. Nathan shifted uncomfortably. For the first time in his life, he realized he wasn't the powerful one here. The flight attendant returned. "Another drink, sir?" Nathan hesitated. The thought of another scotch felt wrong. "Just water." And that's when he caught it. A flicker of amusement in Pam's eyes. Not a smile, not a smirk. Just the quiet satisfaction of someone who had already won. Nathan sat stiffly, trapped with his own embarrassment. For the first time in years, he wasn't the loudest voice in the room. He wasn't the center of attention. And maybe that was exactly what he needed. As the plane began its descent into Tampa, Nathan stared out the window. How often do we judge people before we even know who they are? How many times do we let arrogance blind us? Maybe respect isn't about money. Maybe it's about character. And maybe, just maybe, it's time we start thinking before we speak. If this story made you think, even for a second, hit that subscribe button, because next time, it might be you who gets humbled.